ADD fam? The crazy man back in it. So, I figured I'd just share this a little bit with people so you can really see what the real world is like. If you get yourself strung out on dope, pills, don't matter what it is. For me, it was dope. It's thrown me down a long line of hell, alright? It came down to now I'm on methadone, trying to wing myself off, as I just spoke on it before. My lungs are fucked right now. I just had to drive all the way to, what'd I say? Ludwig, some fuckville, Georgia. Had to drive an hour and a half away to get my methadone. I was getting sick, on top of having a chest inflammation. As I mentioned, I had to have something done with my lungs. And so with being on methadone and being addicted to methadone at the same time is an operation, is a nightmare, right? So I'm still living that nightmare. I had to drive all the fuck way out here while I'm sick, while I'm on antibiotics and steroids. I get out here, and if you don't know, most people know methadone is it's a drug that, it's a maintenance drug to keep from doing heroin and your harder shit. But it's a drug nonetheless. So I'm coming out here and I'm sick. I'm coming out here actually sick from my chest and sick because I hadn't had my methadone. And so I'm like deathly ill out here. I get all the way out here. They put me through the ringer. I get somehow, with my fucked up life and luck, I always seem to get myself into some shit. I get there before like 5 or 10 other people, right? I wind up being the last person to be seen in this. I'm in this clinic now, not nowhere I've been before, and all the people in there are the people that were at the same methadone clinic I was at earlier. And thank God for one of the ladies, one of the younger girls, told me about it, because like I said, my mind's not right. With being sick in my chest, my mind and my head is just not together. So thank God I had a savior, an angel. This girl told me about this, so I knew to come out here. I really wouldn't have, been able to put it together. And they just closed this place. They're closed at 1. They usually close at 11:30. They stayed open, thank God, because everyone and their brothers, calling, raising hell. Our clinic didn't tell us they're shutting down. So for a lot of people, this means addiction. There's a lot of people that I see on a weekly basis at the clinic who are now on their way out in the streets to go shoot up dope and find dope for many different reasons. Some of them couldn't get a ride here. I wish I could have been a little more helpful. There was a black guy that asked for a ride, but truthfully my head wasn't there. I'm sick myself. All I can think is I got to get myself there. So thank God the guy that asked me for a ride got a ride with the girl that told me about it. So big shit show. And as I mentioned before, coincidences follow me wherever I go. Anywhere I go, I'm constantly being reminded of the way they owed me, right? So then once again, I haven't seen my buddy in some time, but my roommate in the rehab I went to when I was 15, my roommate I bumped into him from the place I was in rehab at 15. I was in there with this guy, Ricky Sexton. And I just bumped into him at the clinic. I ran into him a couple of months ago. I spoke about that. But I just ran into him again. I haven't seen him since. Seen him in over 6 months now. And so these are just reminders. And so this is bringing me back. I'm having flashbacks. And I'm being brought back and reminded of how I got myself to here. How I wound up here. And it's bringing back a lot of horrible memories, to be honest with you. And I listen to videos and I hear other people, prison genre videos, and I hear about their stories and their triggers and reminders of the shit I went through in the life I used to live. So one of the worst times that I can remember out of all the drudgeful you know, the times I was on dope, even before I got on methadone, it was scary. You know, I was out in the streets copping dope every day. So I can remember vividly one of these last few times that I copped dope. I'm meeting my boy at the gas station, right, which is hot. I can't put no names, no nothing out there, no information to tie this together. But there was a couple of times, it wasn't once, and it was more than twice, is all I'm gonna say, that I met up with my boy, and there's a guy OD'd in the back seat. This guy's got a bunch of money, so they went and scored dope, right? Our main plug wasn't around, so my boy had to go to Atlanta and score some different dope. It was some really funky blue dope. Everyone that does dope knows when you get a different color, the average dope is like gray and white, right? But everyone knows if you get a blue or a purple or any color to your dope at all, that means be very careful. This is one of those times that we rolled up. My boy had gotten this blue dope because our man had been out of town, and I meet him at the gas station, and there's somebody in the back seat OD'd and turned purple. Do you feel me? The guy was, yes, I think clinically dead. Okay. This guy went, and my buddies went and got him dope. Him being just like any other average addict, had to have his, what they call a 2 point. There's 1 point, there's 2 points. If you know, if you don't, you'll have to find out elsewhere. It's not what it's about. I'm just trying to explain to you on an increment scale. 1 point is like a good shot of dope. 2 points is a really good shot of dope. 3 points, etc., etc. I don't know how to weigh it out. I know, and you can buy it in like quarter grams and half grams and grams, but they also, when they sell dope, they talk about going by points. So this guy had gotten 2 points of blue, and my buddies told him, be careful. And he went and he did 2 points of blue, and he turned purple, and he died in a friend of mine's back seat. And so he had to be rolled out. And so if you've ever been around anything even somewhat familiar, you know. I can't explain to you, I can't express to you how scary and nasty it is to be addicted to dope and to see someone that's OD'd and to see someone that's dead. I've seen a few people dead from drugs. I've seen more than my fair share, more than I ever care to. So, like I said, on one of these runs, this guy got this dope, and I meet my man, and here's this guy in the back seat turned purple. He's already purple, okay? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Is what it is. So, the guy don't make it. Like I said, there will be no more, there will be no, I will say nothing else about it, for the simple fact of, it's hard to say what could happen. But like I said, I watched somebody die. I've seen people dead from drug overdose. And if you've ever been in that kind of situation, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, please hear what I'm saying, and please take it to heart. It is the worst feeling in the world to see someone that's dead off of some drug that you're doing yourself as well. Imagine that. Now try to put yourself in that frame of mind. You're going and you're getting dope from this guy, and here's a guy that's already died from the shit you're about to get, and you don't have a choice. You either do that dope or you go deathly ill, sick. And it's almost impossible to put it into words to explain to you the kind of sickness and what kind of hell I'm talking about here. But I promise you, it's something you never want to experience. Something you never want to go through or see. I've seen a few ODs. I've seen more than 2 or 3 people dead from drugs. I've seen 2 guys in jail dead from drugs. One that I mentioned, because one guy done some bad crank, and didn't make it to his hospital appointment. So he died in the jail. Another young kid, I watched this chain gang cocaine, fell out, died right there on the spot, dragged its dead corpse out into the middle of the pod for everybody to see. It's real deal, people. And so what I'm just going through right here and now is, really triggering all the bad, all the harsh nightmares that I've endured from drugs. And like I said, I'm also coercing with other people. I just spent an hour at this clinic waiting for me to get enrolled in all this. It's a sister clinic, but it's not my regular clinic. So me and about 10 other people that went to my other clinic, there was 5 or 10 people that I was ahead of, and somehow, as always, I wind up getting fucked, and I wind up being ahead of 5 people, but I wind up being the very last person to come out of there. And I'm trying to explain to them, I'm on antibiotics, I'm taking steroids and antibiotics, and yeah, I shouldn't be on the road, I shouldn't even be behind the wheel right now. But this is the crazy, insane, sick shit you're gonna find yourself doing. You get on dope. And this is some of the things you have to do to get off dope. So this is what I'm having to do to get off dope. Hell. So I wanted to share that with the world. You should all be so lucky as to never experience some of the shit I'm telling you. And thank you, the ones that have stayed true. No WAP, I don't know your name, but No WAP, thank you, brothers. There's a couple of people that have reached out to me and told me that just from watching my videos has deterred him from doing shit. Just from my videos, man, that makes me ecstatic, to tell you the truth. That one person, and I don't care that I'm not, don't have 100,000, 20,000 subs, whatever. Yes, I'd like to be there, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not what it's about. What it's about is getting the truth out there and letting people know the brutal honesty of it. Here's wifey. Yeah, babe.
Where are you?
On my way home now.
Well, I know that. They closed at 1.
Yeah,
Where are you?
A freaking nightmare. Where am I? I don't know. I'm on 20, I think. You're stopping my whatchamacallit. Hello? I got GPS going. I can't tell you where I am with you on the phone.
What, you mean you don't know?
No, I don't. I'm GPSing. I'm passing Panola Road, exit 71.
Alright, call me when you're close.
Did you get my, are you going to the whatchamacallit? You get the patches?
Not yet.
Alright.
You can go by and get them.
Alright, love you.
They're calling me an antibiotic for my bladder.
Okay. Alright, I'll call you when I'm close. Alright, love you.
Love you, bye.
So yeah, I've seen a lot of death and destruction from drugs. Right here. I'm killing my own fucking stupid ass self. So, I'm quitting methadone slowly, and now, today, I'm gonna quit smoking cigarettes. I should have quit long ago. If you do or don't know that much about me, I've gone through hell health-wise the past few years. I had the worst kind of pneumonia you can get, necrotizing pneumonia. I had to have emergency surgery a couple of years ago. I also had to have an abscess cut out. I've been through hell health-wise due to smoking and drugs, truthfully. Let me just keep it 100. And so, better at 49 to wake up and realize what an idiot I am than to never wake up at all, right? So, like I said, I'm recollecting now. This is triggering, bringing back to the worst of the worst. Here I am, sick on all kind of medicine, and I can, I have to dig deep and drive myself hour and a half, which turns into each way, that's a 3-hour drive to go get some stupid ass medicine. And I'm just with talking to the other people, I've been talking with it took an hour for all that to go down. So imagine how many different drug stories I heard from everyone else in there, and all this shit that they have endured and go through. And like I said, there's a lot of people I go to clinic with that are in addiction that I'm still friends with. So if you know my stories, you can remember back to, I did a video, and when I met the guy that I was in rehab with, and there was a girl that was getting beat up by her boyfriend. The girl that was getting beat up by her boyfriend had 2 black eyes. Remember that story? I just seen her. She didn't come out to this place. So, which leads me to believe only half the people that were at my clinic earlier this morning, only half of them showed up here. Where do you think the other half went? I'll tell you where they went. They went to cop dope. And if you know anything about drugs, 1 out of every 10 users ODs and dies, okay? So somebody is going to more than likely have some kind of life or death situation just from their clinic not being open. And I've been there myself. I've had the clinic not be open and had to go out into the street and cop dope. I'm not there no more. I never will be. But I've been there, and I know people that have, and I know people that are in the ground now because of it. I know people that have had to get rid of bodies, if what I'm trying to tell you without telling you. One of the last few runs was same group of people, and this young kid, parents had all kind of money. They went and got a couple 8 balls from Atlanta, and it was this blue super dope. Turned him purple. He had to get rolling out of a car, and that's all I ever knew about it. I don't know what happened with him or his vehicle. I specifically said, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. My guy started going on talking about it after the fact. I said, the less I know, the better, right? So I know people still right here now and today that are today, right here and now. I just left my first clinic, and half those people that a lot of them don't have a ride an hour and a half. A lot of them will just walk up the street and go get dope. And they may not be with us anymore. You don't always hear when these people die. I was at another clinic where it was more of like a family oriented. The other first clinic I went to, everyone knew each other. People have been going there for years and years and years. And once a month or a couple times a month, you would hear about somebody OD'd and died, and they would tell you the person's name, family members, all that, yada, yada, yada. This clinic I go to here is not as family oriented. People don't know each other as much as they did at the other clinic. The other clinic was a lot bigger, had a lot more people. This is a little more countrified, and so I won't know from who, because they closed their clinic and because they closed the doors. That means death for somebody. For somebody, that means an OD, dope sick until Monday. People do all kind of irrational behaviors when they're dope sick. I've been there. I'm telling you about it. I watched it for 3 decades now. I've been watching it and seen it, what it's doing to people. And it's shameful to say that they don't give a fuck. They shut their doors on a bunch of recovering addicts. Could you imagine how many of the people that couldn't got a ride up there, because some of these people walk to the clinic, right? Some of these people walk to the clinic, have to walk to the clinic and walk to work and home. And if the clinic's not open, I don't know what some people resort to, having to do other drugs. But you can damn well bet and guarantee, because of this bad weather, that somebody's going to go and OD today. That's going to be a direct reflection of it. Like I said, the parking lot was full of people, and then all of a sudden, only half the people can make it out to this hour and a half away clinic. And for the people that couldn't make it out there, one of those people's gonna OD and die today. So let that sink in. Think about that. You don't want to get yourself there. If you smoke some pot, smoke some pot. If you drink, drink. I'm not all for it, but I'm not all for to tell you lies and tell you doing dope is you're gonna be okay, because you're not. You're gonna wind up right here where I am this day, and I'm lucky and fortunate. Thank the good Heavenly Father above that I'm in a better place right now. Just as of a couple of years ago, if this would have happened to me, I'd be homeless. It wasn't but 3 years ago that I was in a motel. I had to go to 2 different motels because my life was in such shams from doing drugs that I couldn't keep my shit together. That me and my wife had to stay in a hotel. And thank God I'm not there anymore, because I've been to where I didn't have a ride to the clinic, all that kind of shit. Scary, it's dangerous. It's life or death. Like I said, I'm pouring my heart out because right here today, I was just with people 2 hours ago that Lord knows what they're going to do right now. Like I said, the woman with the two busted up eyes, I have no idea what she's got to do. She's not driving an hour and a half. She's going to drive 5 minutes up the road and get some hair on and some Roxy's, either or, and shoot them up. And there's a lot of people that I speak with, that I go to the clinic with. I don't put my business out there, and a lot of people do put theirs out there. And I hear the stories, and I'm here with these people, and I was just, like I said, in the parking lot with people saying, what are you going to do? You know what I'm going to do. I heard all those kind of stories, what guys are doing. If they're going to go out in the street and cop dope, because the methadone clinic shut without giving fair warning. That's life or death for people. That's life or death for some people. And thank God that I woke up better late than never. I know for a fact if I was still doing dope today, I would probably already be a goner. Pass the message along, man. If you know someone's on dope, get them to do something different. If it's not even having to quit, maybe start out the methadone clinic. If you don't need it, don't do it. If you don't smoke cigarettes, or you do smoke and you don't smoke a pack a day, and you haven't been smoking for many, many years, quit. Quit yesterday. Quit today. Don't wait for tomorrow. You'll wind up like me. If I didn't have insurance right now, I would be in a bad way, and I am in a bad way right now, even having insurance and all that. So thank God I do have insurance, but I'm going to have to, like I said, go see a specialist, and, I'm kind of distraught, and, I'm kind of, my heart hurts right now, thinking back to all the people that I know that OD'd, and to think and know that the people that I hang out with twice a week, the people I go to methadone clinic, we're friends, we're friendly. We sit and chat while we stand in line. We all know each other. Not all those people could get a ride and could get themselves an hour away from home to come out here. Like I said, there's a lot of people I know right now that are out in the streets copping dope, and I may never see them again. And that alone is enough to make me want to tell the truth. And I'm not. This is not a pat on the back. This is a complete opposite. I'm shaming myself and my family, people. So please understand and know that. I'm shaming myself. This ain't no pat on the back. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing type shit. Let it get to the right person. Let the right person hear it. Somebody will die today because they didn't have their methadone. Yes, someone I know 5-10 people right now out in the street copping dope because the clinic wasn't open, and I can't be taking these people with me. One of the guys got a ride with a girl from there, but all those people were asking for rides, but I can't take them in my car. My wife find that kind of shit out, and I'd be on the fucking street. Pass the message along. Thank you. Stay ADD, but stay off of dope.